And we're live! Hello, people, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's the Gaming Roundup for Week 10. And with me, as always, is Nigel. Say hello, Nigel.
Hello, Nigel.
Unfortunately, Keith couldn't be here because he had to deliver a pizza to Edinburgh. That's his excuse. Must have been someone really, really hungry who doesn't know that they can get pizza in Edinburgh. But hey,
he's turned up special delivery.
Yes. Oh God. Could you imagine him? He's probably eaten it by now. I'll buy another one when I get there. Anyway.
I've come from London to deliver this pizza for you, sir, in Edinburgh.
Oh, hang on a second. I've just. I can hear myself in my ear.
Yay!
Anyway, sorry, that killed that off. Anyway, slight technical problem there. I don't know if you could hear that. Hopefully not. No. Anyway, shall we go on to the roundup? Good. Let's go on to the roundup. Okay, we've got PlayStation news for you. Last week, you guys were talking about how PlayStation, Nintendo, and Microsoft were getting together like the Avengers to hold back the DDoS attackers. And we've got something in the vein of that. Then we've got the PS4 update, which is coming out soon. And then we've got PS4 Sales, which we've gone up through the roof, a free game, which I don't know if you know about. And then Creative Assembly, are they making a new Alien Isolation 2 game? Interesting. And then we talk about Battlefield Hardline. In fact, you can ride a couch. Wow, guys, wow.
Innovation.
And then we'll talk about the game engine for a bit after that. We'll have a chat about Valve customer service, which was supposed to be Keith's piece, but unfortunately he's not here.
Maybe too important.
Pizza's too important. Must be ham and pineapple. He loves ham and pineapple. Oh. And then we have a new section, which will be the feedback section, which we kind of been meaning to do for ages, but we never really got around to it. So we're going to give it a try this week, see how it goes. If it works, it works. If it don't work, it don't work. And then we're going to top it all off, as always, with some shameless plug-in. Shall we get the show on the road?
Let's do this.
Okay, all right. So last week you guys were talking about the Avengers-style team to deal with DDoS attacks, yeah?
Yes.
Anyway, while that was going on, the matey from Shohei Yoshida, if I can say his name right, from Sony was talking about how they pretty much get attacked with DDoS attacks every day. So every day they get hit with some kind of hacker attack of some sorts on the PlayStation Network, which explains why the PlayStation Store doesn't work as much as I'd like it, and also explains where all my PlayStation Plus money is going. Because at the moment they're like kind of, I think they've forked out for an entire security company to deal with just the DDoS attacks on their own.
It is quite typical of big companies who have online stuff to hire somebody like, let's say, Norton or Symantec. Yeah, Symantec is Norton. Or McAfee, for example, to advise them on security matters, and they hire them. You know, you have to bid in a contract to be able to look after this big company's online web space. So it's quite usual, I would say.
Yeah, it's a bit. I think it's a little on the sad side that we kind of got to the state of the world that arseholes are just attacking networks left, right, and centre.
It is very sick. But that's what these guys do, isn't it? They're just doing it to be dicks. I don't know how many times we've said this, but you don't have an agenda. You're just doing it to be a dick, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can inconvenience a load of people here, so I'll do it. It's like those you see dickheads like when they're driving, you know, deliberately pull out in front of you and slow right the fuck down because they do it because they're a dick, you know.
Oh no, we're not going down that alley. No,
let's not.
We haven't got enough time.
No, we don't. And this is a gaming roundup.
not fucking Top Gear. Anyway, he made a statement saying actually an attack happens every day, literally every day. Some days are bigger, some days are smaller. Some days they devise new means, new ways, like a cat and a mouse. We have a partner company, which we were talking about, we work with, and we're always updating, update the way the attackers might deploy new, so it's like a constant battle for them. Which, what kind of world do we live in? If you're doing it to make money or to steal money, I get it. if you're doing it to increase your wealth, I get it. But as you said, just being dicks, I don't get.
It's being a dick for the sake of being a dick. Really.
Yeah.
I can piss off a load of people here, so I'll do it. And that's my life's worth.
I want to stop people having fun. It's like I get pissed off playing Call of Duty, yeah? I've got video footage of me playing Call of Duty where I have shot an entire clip at someone, and they haven't died, and they've shot me once and I've died. And I'll put that on fucking line because it's like kind of, no, this is bullshit, yeah? Because you can see clearly I'd do that. But I wouldn't sit there and go, right, I'm going to get my fucking computer and I'm going to just fucking DDoS attack fucking Activision because I couldn't win at Call of Duty bollocks. It's nonsense, it's bullshit.
It's complete nonsense.
So let's move on to something a bit nicer, shall we? Let's have a look. Because, as always, there's an update coming soon. As you get with every bloody device in your house, and every time I switch my bloody iPad on, I've got updates on every single app I've got on the bloody thing.
Yeah.
A new set of updates are coming to the PS4, which are fantastic sets of updates. Well, one of them is. But you've got. Remember they showed off the suspend function?
Yes.
When it first came out, they had the suspend function, so you could pause, shut the game down, it would stay where it was, yeah? They're putting that in place now.
If you put it into rest mode, is it?
Yes. If you put it into rest mode, it'll pop it into the suspend function. So where before you have rest and you'll have suspend. So it's like I'm in the middle of playing a game, a single player game naturally, because you can't do multiplayer.
Yeah.
Multiplayer.
Pause everyone's game.
I can't use my console now. It's in suspend mode. And then you can just come back to it, which I love the idea of. Which was one of those things that should have happened first day, but I imagine there was things with developers and stuff, and they needed to test it out with this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah. And long and the short of it just got delayed until it reached us. But yeah, they've got that suspend thing on there. They've also got they're adjusting the screen cap, so it does 60 frames a second at 1080p.
Okay.
Which is cool, but you've got to have games that run at 60 frames a second at 1080p to do that. So.
And there's not many of those at the moment.
There's a few, but yeah, you're not right, not many.
Let's just say we're not climbing over a mountain of them.
No, we're not climbing over a mountain of them. There's also got things like the X button. They've got it so you can remap it. So you press the X button for everything.
Yeah.
You can remap it now, so you don't have to press the X button for everything. So you can press the circle button or the trigger or whatever, or a button that doesn't get used as much. Because it was kind of this weird thing where it's like kind of press the X to not die, press X to survive, press X to start game. So they've done those too. Plus you've got the search for friends, search for your friends on Facebook. So anyone who's got a Facebook account that's attached to the PlayStation, you should be able to see.
Which they'll give you a you may know this person thing.
Yes, via Facebook. Which I don't like Facebook, but I kind of like the idea of that there's some. One of my 150 Facebook friends has got a PlayStation 4 and I don't know. I can add them to it, which I kind of like the idea of.
Yeah, no, that sounds alright. Although I haven't linked my PlayStation up to the Facebook yet.
Oh, so you won't show up on my suggested friends list?
No, I won't. Actually, no, I won't. Although I'm already on it, so it doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Clearly, the most important person is already on it on my friends list.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, and then there's Keith.
And there's Keith. I love that. Okay, all right. So let's just hopefully we can just saddle on to the next story, which is the link that I've just closed. Sony have sold 20 million consoles. 20 million consoles in total. Is
this through to consumers?
This is through to consumers. Yeah, this is through to consumers. There's no two ways about it. It's the fact that they sold 1.7 million consoles in the worst retail month of the year.
In February.
February to March is the worst retail period of the year, and they sold 1.7 million, which is like fuck. That's pretty good considering it's like shit. It's like getting a 4-0 advantage against bloody Real Madrid when you're West Ham. Which is a thing that Americans won't get.
No, they won't. 4-0 advantage if you're a really shit team playing against a really good team.
Yes.
There you go. So that's mad.
That is absolutely insane, bonkers. Can I have some of your money, please, Sony? No. Okay, fair enough.
Are they making cash on these? You know, have they got a profit? Are they turning a profit on the PS4 yet?
They make about £20 a console
From the start.
From the start.
That's ridiculous, then.
Mm.
The amount that they've sold, 20 mil. That's crazy.
And the thing is, when the next generation console come out, they'll probably make 50 on it, because the idea is that the guys who buy first get the best version, and then they stream it down. Because it pays those people who are the primary adopters, give them the fucking best hardware, because they're going to be the ones who use it the most and get the most out of it. And it's quite cool. I'm sure that Microsoft are probably tailing behind, probably about 14 million, I think. I don't know how well they've done, but oh no, they changed their bloody pricing, didn't they?
Who have? Xbox.
Xbox changed their pricing, didn't they? They didn't change it in the US, but I think they changed it everywhere else, which will really fuck their sales worldwide. Silly Microsoft.
Yeah.
Silly Microsoft.
I feel bad for Xbox. It's not a bad console, really. If you look at it as a whole, as a console, it is not a bad console. It's purely, I would say, it's purely down to the tomfuckery they did before it got brought out. Left a real sour taste in people's mouth.
Yeah, they had to fire a shitload of executives to get everything back to normal.
Yeah, until Phil Spencer came in, who actually has really sorted this shit out, and he's done really well, to be honest, since he's come in. But I think a huge load of their poor sales is down to them saying all these real bad things that are going to be on the console, and then Sony sitting there going, "We got none of that. Buy our console. I know it's a bit more expensive, but we haven't got all this shit that Microsoft have got, and nobody wanted that shit." And then Microsoft have done U-turns, and they just sound like they're fucking hypocrites, which is unfortunate for them, really. They
see that I went to Game, which is my local kind of game retailer, and I looked because I had some money. I was thinking about buying an Xbox One. I looked in the second-hand cabinet where I've been looking every time I come into the thing, going, should I buy one? There wasn't one in there, and I was like, "It's a sign." An Xbox One. No Xbox One there. No Wii U either, and I was like, "Oh, it's a sign. I'll leave it alone," which was kind of a bit gutting, but hey.
Well, actually, that could be a good sign. It means that they've bought it and they haven't traded it in.
Yeah, and they've sold all the second-hand ones, because I was going to buy a second-hand one. I was going to buy a new one because I'm tight. But the thing with the Xbox One is, the thing I like about it is gadgety. I like that gadgety feel about it. I know people are like, oh, it's a fucking TV thing and this, that, and the other. It's like, kind of, okay, fair enough. I primarily want a games console for a games console, but there is a level of gadget to it. Yeah, where you got the snap-ins and the pins and stuff like that. And I know people whinge about the interface not working quite fast. If it worked brilliantly, I think I would love it just for the gadget element of it. That's one of the reasons I like my PS3 over the Xbox 360 is the fact that it was gadgety, and it had all these kind of cool stuff with it. And drop my mic. But anyway, we digress.
We have, yes, but they're both good consoles. I just wish that Microsoft would actually give us sold to consumer levels of values, so that we can actually accurately compare. But I don't think they're ever going to do it because they're so far behind. I don't think.
Yeah,
they will ever say, they will never admit to not being as good as Sony on the sales front.
Yeah, it's investor confidence thing rather than anything else.
Yeah.
When it comes to the consumer doesn't give a shit. Yeah, but the investors do give a shit, because it's like, we're putting money into your company expecting this to pay off. If we see that, then your fucking shares will drop a couple of points, which is always fun. Anyway, so let's move on to something nice. Something nice. Yes, something nice. Anyway, there's a bonus game that can be downloaded this month. For PlayStation Plus members. Remember the whole debacle about what's coming out, and they literally then just dropped it on us?
Yes.
Which I wasn't happy with, but they've decided to throw in a game. I don't know if it's available in the UK, but there's a game called Mighty Flip Champs. I don't know if it's Mighty Flip Champs DX, but yeah, you're going to be able to get this on your PlayStation, which is quite nice.
Shall I read the blurb of what this actual game is?
You read the
I know nothing about it, so...
Oh, I know nothing about it. I know nothing about it either. I just saw sort of free game and free game, Magpie Descend. And then,
Although it does say available, yeah, get it for free on PlayStation Plus between the 10th and the 17th in North America.
no.
So it's on the PS3, PS Vita, and PSP. So if you've got a PS4, sorry.
Who's got a PSP?
I've got an old PSP.
I've
got first initiation of it. 1000, I think it was, or 2000 version. But right, for you guys who have one of these, this is how Way Forward Technologies describe the title. Take control of Outer and page flip through a series of action-packed mazes displayed in a unique mirrored format. When it's time to flip, use Alta's magical warp wand to replace her world with the next one. Will she land safely on solid ground or be crushed under it? By cycling endlessly through room after brain-busting room, you'll match wits with some of the most devious traps in puzzle platforming history. It's a puzzle platformer.
Okay, it's a puzzle platformer. Excellent.
Basically, strip it all that away. It's a puzzle platformer, and you just sort of flip the screen round and round, and round. Keep going. So that's what you get for free.
You can't fucking complain if you're not getting it for free.
No. You can play it on your PS3 if you still got one.
I've got a PS3. It's up here with me.
Yeah.
It's up here with me. With all my computers and bits. So yeah, it's quite cool. Anywho, right. So that's quite cool. I love free stuff, and it's one of the things that kind of people are complaining about playing subscriptions and stuff for online things, but it's like kind of when you get to the point that you kind of, you know, that the company that you bought the console from, like Sony or Microsoft, getting hacked daily, yeah. So they've got to fork out to defend your bloody network, yeah. And then on top of that, they throw in some games to keep you sweet. I think that's fine because it's I've paid for a year's worth and I'll pay for another year's worth when it happens again. But just having the software thrown in there is a nice sweetener because just paying for the online subscription is just not cool. But you're getting something out of it, because I know it's like kind of the thing about PCs. You don't have to pay for online subscription. Yeah, you don't have to pay for online subscription, but
you don't get free games from it. Oh well, you do get. There's a bunch of free-to-play games on PC. There is a bunch of them. PlanetSide 2, which I keep mentioning, is one of the better ones I would expect.
But saying that, when it comes to Sony stuff, the free-to-play games are free to play even when you haven't got a Plus account, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because they're saying we use managers.
Yeah, yeah.
Shall we scoodle that? Shall we move on to our next bit?
Yeah. Let's have a little chat with the next one then.
The next one, right? Okay, this next one. The next one, I was actually going to drive down to Creative Assemblies and tweet from outside the building, but I didn't have time. Because I popped to Woking, and it's about a 5-minute drive from where I was, and I was like, I could just pop outside the office, do like a selfie with me in the background. But the long and short of it is Creative Assembly are working on a new game, and we don't know if it's Alien Isolation 2, and I want it to be Alien Isolation 2.
What was your theory on it?
The reason I think it's Alien Isolation 2 is all the news about Neil Blomkamp doing another Aliens film. Yeah, because if he's starting to do another Aliens film, they need to start working on it now. They've pretty much got a shit ton of these assets and stuff, so they could probably recycle some of the Alien and redesign it and this, that, and the other, and tidy up a few things with the game engine and whatnot. But if he's bringing out an Alien film or Aliens film, then they need to get involved like now. And these people are the best people to do this, and they did the best Aliens game, full stop. The only Aliens game that comes even close to it is Aliens the computer game on the Amstrad CPC 464 from 1989. That's a kind of the extent that we're at when it comes to decent Alien games.
Yeah, do you know what? It would be good if they could tie it into the movie somehow. That would be actually really good. Apparently there was a couple of job listings that Creative Assembly had put out, which is hints on the fact that they're looking to do a new game, maybe.
Yeah,
what they've done.
One of them was a little bit upsetting because it was online multiplayer programmer.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't
That doesn't sound very Alien Isolation. Unless, here's the thing, unless you get to play as the alien against the Marines.
Well, I think maybe it would
evolve.
You're thinking Evolve-esque, but more corridor Evolve-esque.
Yeah, so more corridor. Yeah. Through the through the vents as the alien, hiding when they're all backs to the corner, but you can go down a vent, get in behind them, fucking surprise everyone.
Yeah,
couple out. Could be good, but we don't know. We don't know if that's what they're planning.
I'm just worried it's crowbarred in multiplayer.
Yeah, that'll be a problem.
That's the thing that gets me. So the fact that maybe crowbarred multiplayer in, and they've got another one was for a graphics and engine programmer.
Yes.
So someone to sit there and tweak the game engine to try and get as much out of it as possible. So I imagine they're probably going for 1080p pace, 60 frames a second on the two consoles, which I imagine they could probably achieve if given the time it will come out. They could probably tweak the whole thing to that.
Yeah, and DirectX 12 should be out on the Xbox by then, so you could probably irk out a few more P's, couldn't you?
Yes, I'm sure you could irk out a few more, and I'm sure that it would be quite good, quite good. Yes.
So we're quietly optimistic about what they're going to make. Hopefully, it is an Aliens game. Hopefully, it's not something we've tacked on multiplayer, because that's always bad. So
if it was, just imagine if it was just how can I put it? They did like a cat and mouse. So it was just literally multiplayer consisted of two players, one the alien and the other person playing the thingy. And when the person's playing as the human, they hide, and if they're hiding well, they become invisible to the person playing as the alien for all intents and purposes until they make a noise or move or something happens. Yeah. And then like big bright lights go off when it's like a thingy. Because if it was just that, could you imagine multiplayer? It's just two players. So it's just me versus you trying to chase each other around the room. That would be entertaining.
Here's an idea.
Yeah.
Say you start a single player game and you're playing your single player game, but you tick the option to say you allow another player to take over the alien in your single player game, and thus making it a multiplayer game from that aspect. You don't know where the alien is at any point, but it could change the mechanics a little bit. So, like you say, you can hide and whatnot. And the alien finds it harder to find you if you've got a bad player as the alien.
Yeah.
So that could add an element of how do you say? For example, you're playing your single player game, but you've got this option ticked that somebody could play as the alien. At any point, somebody could take over the alien and play as them. That gives more suspense, I would say, to the game. That would add another element to the game, wouldn't it? As a
creates more tension.
Much more. You'll be on your guard so much more, but it should obviously tell you if somebody's taken over it as the alien. Do you know what? We're coming up with a lot of good ideas on this.
I need to pop down to Creative Assembly and go, guys, if it's runner and gun, forget it. Cat and mouse. We're playing cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Because that would be damn sight more bloody interesting. Which, how you could actually have about 4 people trying to complete objectives and one person be the alien and playing cat and mouse like that too.
Yeah.
And it could be like one of them. There's one flamethrower for those 4 people.
Actually, thinking about it, I saw a video of a Gary's mod version of Alien Isolation. Gary's mod, right? And you can play as the Marines in this mod, and one player can play as the alien. So Gary's mod has done it.
We might have to have a try on that, Nige.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Okay, all right. So that's all right. Well, see, I'm gonna fucking drive down there and take a picture of me outside, a selfie.
Just knock on the door.
I think it's just an office building. It's not very exciting. I need to just get a selfie of me with the logo. and then hopefully everything will be fine. And they're not banging on the doors. Let me in. Tell me your secret.
Knock on the door. If you're doing knock on the door and just say, if you're doing Alien Isolation 2, I have ideas. Let me in.
Okay, all right. So let's move on to from one really well made game to another game that's kind of, how can I put it? I feel it's taking a little bit of the piss out of consumers. So let's just start with a funny story at the moment. Apparently, in Battlefield Hardline, you can drive a sofa.
Or a couch, if you're American.
Or couch, sofa, one piece of a three-piece suite. It's called the American Dream, or America, which I think is the name of the Welsh guy who actually discovered America. Didn't discover, predicted America was there actually, which is ironic that America's named after a Welsh man. But I do find it quite amusing that they put in a couch, so all of you can sit on the couch, because the other expression, what's it? Couch co-op, and that refers to games like Mario Kart when you do two-player split screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like a whole new take on couch co-op. So
it's a nice Easter egg to stick into the game.
Well, they had the dinosaur heads recently too, which I don't think I put down on any of the notes because I didn't think it was worthy of talking about it. But they had dinosaur heads, so I have no fucking idea what's going on with Visceral Entertainment and Battlefield. It was a Hardline.
They had Battlefield 4. They had this I've forgotten what it's called, Megalodon or something. Some big massive shark thing that you had to sort of like do in one of the maps. You had to spawn in.
Yes, the giant shark in the aircraft carrier. Yes, that was awesome.
And when people finally figured it out how to do it, it was like an epic moment for everybody. They're like getting the entire map. They were just people just joining a server just to play Battlefield and like shoot people, but it ended up everybody getting together and getting into this one place and spawning this thing, and people were sitting there going, "Nah, I don't think we're doing it right." Next thing you know, this fucking great big sharks come out and killed a bunch of people. It's like, fuck, run! We've done it! Fucking hell, it's all on video. It's brilliant. So yeah, they've done this before. They stuck Easter egg in.
Okay, right. Right, now it's time to take a big dump on Battlefield Hardline.
Yeah, do you know what? My initial reaction to Battlefield Hardline is it should have just been an expansion to Battlefield 4.
Yeah, well, let's talk why. So let's go. I'm gonna go. Let me make my argument first, okay?
Go.
All right, so just share the screen. Okay, so we always have this thing about the resolution for bloody Xbox One and PS4 and whatnot, yeah, and it's like kind of it's slightly better on the PS4 and it's slightly worse on the Xbox One and blah blah blah, and it's that the other. To be honest with you, your TV probably fucking matters more in these points than your bloody console does, okay? But when it comes to Battlefield 4, when Battlefield 4 was released, it was 720p, which I think is in the shit camp for fucking Microsoft One. Microsoft One. Xbox One. Microsoft One, yes, new console. I've copyrighted that name. It came out. Yeah.
Didn't you copyright the Xbox 360 one as well?
Yeah, I've copyrighted that one too. So this is evidence. So yeah, Microsoft One has also been copyrighted. So when they come up with a cloud service and they call it Microsoft One, which they probably will fucking do. Anyway, Battlefield 4 was released, yeah, and it was released for the Xbox One. It was 720p and 60 frames a second, which is 60 frames a second, pretty good. 720p, shit, yeah. So it's been out for a while, and the trick with consoles versus PC is that when it comes to PCs, it's an awful thing to say. PC programmers are fucking lazy. Yeah, they are more. How can I put it? They're hung up on the fact that you will get new hardware in order to increase your experience than they have to optimize software. Yeah.
Yeah.
So given the fact that Battlefield 4 came out at 720p, as you can see on this chart here, yeah, and 900p on the PS4, it's been out for over a year ago, wasn't it?
Let me see.
November last year, not November last year.
Which game?
Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 4. Yeah, it's been out a while now.
Yeah, it's been over a year.
Probably way before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably about a year.
So that gives them plenty of time to optimize engines and bits and to squeeze more power out of these consoles. Because remember, the PlayStation 4 doesn't have to run a big OS. The Xbox One's OS is cut down quite significantly, yeah. So they should have optimized this thing, yeah. And what you can see here is exactly the fucking same. Yeah. So these bastards have not bothered to do anything at all when it comes to optimizing their console. So this isn't a case of the Xbox One being shite, because we know that the Xbox One has had a crap ton of power unlocked, new software tools unlocked, this, that, and the other. It should be sitting up there at about 900p, like fucking Call of Duty, yeah? It should be comparable to Call of Duty, yeah? So it should be sitting at 900p or 1080p, depending on what you're doing, yeah? But it's not, which means that these fuckers just haven't bothered with this, and this means Hardline is just... now I can say it's a mathematically provable fact that this thing's just a cash fucking grab. Is the fact that they've not fucking bothered with the engine. Visceral Entertainment's going to go down the fucking tubes after this, I reckon. I'll put money on this, yeah?
Yeah, I'm annoyed with the guys. Because I used to really, really like Battlefield. You know, really did like it. And I used to play Battlefield 2 quite a lot, Battlefield 2142 with you, Battlefield 3 even, I played that for a while, but I held off of Battlefield 4 because there were so many problems with that game when it was released. My friends who are die-hard Battlefield players, they will not play COD, for example. But they were telling me, don't buy this game, it's shit. It doesn't run properly. There's so many problems with it. They've ironed them out a little bit now. I've bought it now for really so cheap now, and I've played it and I've actually enjoyed it. I haven't really had too many problems with it. Run it on fairly decent settings. But you're right. It's just they use an evolution of the Frostbite engine for Battlefield. So Frostbite, and then they make it better and better and better, and they use it for each Battlefield game they bring out. So it amazes me how they can't make it better year on year for the consoles.
This is what I don't get, is the fact that the console hardware is fixed, so you get the same components across all the same box sets, unlike you get with PC. Where you can buy a motherboard from one company, and buy the same model of motherboard a year later, and it'd be slightly different. Yeah.
Or you buy that model of motherboard from one company, and that exact same model of motherboard, or let's say graphics card type, from another company, and they'll be slightly different. Even if they are, for example, I've got a Radeon AMD 7970. You can buy that from one company, let's say Asus, and you can buy it from Gigabyte, and Gigabyte's version of it will be completely different to the other one. And then each company will have their same model number, but it'll be different.
Yeah.
So
it's very weird, because the PS4 and the Xbox One, they're fixed, as I said before. So you can optimize and you can squeeze every drop of power out of it you can. Yeah, Microsoft have allowed you to shut things down, like if you knock the Kinect nonsense out, blah blah blah, you've got extra to the EEDD, whatever it is, fucking RAM. But they still haven't fucking optimized it at all. Yeah, it's just, it looks so lazy. It's like, kind of, if we go back to that sheet that I was looking at a moment ago, yeah, Alien Isolation, 1080p, 30 frames a second, both consoles, yeah, looked gorgeous, yeah. Battlefield 4, bag of shite. Hardline, bag of shite, yeah. And runs at fucking a lower bloody resolution and a higher frame rate, and I don't get that. I really don't get that. I don't get how, like, Alien Isolation looks gorgeous, and it's like, people go, oh well, because it's inside its corridors and this, that, and the other, and it's not very open. There's not many vistas and this, that, and the other, and so forth and so on. But guys, you've fucking done it before. What the fuck's going on? Seriously, you got fucking millions of dollars. This is what it is EA is trying to destroy Visceral Games. That's what I've come to the conclusion. Is they're actually saying, right, Visceral Games, yeah, you fucked up Dead Space 3. Actually, you didn't fuck up Dead Space 3. We told you to fuck up Dead Space 3. You followed and did what you should do. Cocked the entire fucking game up, yeah. Didn't sell very well, so now put it onto this little sideline project. It's your last fucking chance. Yeah, we've told you to do all this shit. We've given you an unoptimized engine. We haven't told you, we haven't given you any resources to do anything, this, that, and the other. It's going to look shit. Everyone's fucking going away. It's terrible. Sorry, angry. Angry. But yeah, so the developer that's making it's going to go out of business. I can put money on that. Because this is what EA does. Is every time it gets like a company makes a game, they do 3 versions of the game. Yeah. Third version of the game gets fucked to shit. Yeah. Then that company gets put onto a really shit game, which is this one's Hardline. Yeah. And then that one then fails, and they shut the studio down. And it's like the guy who did do Visual Studios at the beginning, Schofield something, who now is part of Sledgehammer. I can see why he's part of fucking Sledgehammer now, because if you want to team up with some Activision, we take the piss out of Activision. They want to milk something, but they don't want to ruin it. If that makes sense. They want to sit there and get every fucking drop of cash out of it, but they won't let you ruin it. Which, you know, good business sense, unlike EA. So I think we've shit enough all over fucking poor Visceral there. It's EA is the bad guy in this story.
It's probably them dictating shit. Although, yeah, I spoke to my mates the other day about if they're going to get Battlefield Hardline or not. And they said, well, I played it, and there's hardly anything to it. It should just be an expansion to Battlefield 4. So it's not a big enough game, like Battlefield game, because they're usually quite large, to actually be a standalone title, really. There's not enough to it. So it's just a cash cow, this game.
Yeah, it's just a shameless fucking grab for cash.
And it's the same engine, I believe. It's the same engine.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. They're just not even bothered to fucking invest. I don't understand. The thing is, if they don't optimize the engine and stuff, it's like even smaller companies will fucking optimize the engine by the time it gets around to them. You know, Assassin's Creed tried to optimize the engine. They built a whole new engine for bloody Unity. Fucked it completely, but they made the effort. So, and if you look at games like the fucking Order, bloody 1886, everyone complained that there's short length of that, but the game was fucking beautiful. So they got the fucking game engine right. And they probably had less time. Anyway, let's move on to our human interest piece.
Human interests?
Human interest, yes. Our human interest. This is
what are they?
Well, you know, this is a story for Keith, who's not here. And it's about Valve customer service, because I was speaking to Keith, and Keith had bought Homeworld, and I said, "Is it worth buying it?" And he says, "Don't fucking touch it at the moment. It doesn't work." Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it doesn't work on Macs. Yeah. So it's where I think it's where you got a Mac, and I don't know if it's the fact that he's using Parallels, and I don't think he understands that running an operating system on top of another operating system, yeah, that isn't going to guarantee you that the thing's going to run properly, because you're chewing through 2 lots of operating system resources. But the long and the short of it is Valve have been kind of, how can I put it, called out on their shit customer service, because they don't tend to give refunds and this, that, and the other, and the long and the short of it is they now want to work on that. And I was hoping that Keith could have given us some insight on it, because at the moment it's like they've got like kind of 717 complaints filed against them, and they failed to respond to 502 of those complaints.
Wow.
502. 717 and 502, and these are like the big complaints.
What's that like? They've responded to about what, 15%?
Yeah, that's awful. Because I know everyone loves Steam, but like for fuck's sake, Valve, you know, it's not. You've got enough money, just pay some people to sort this shit out. Yeah. So it's oh god, and 17 of the complaints that they did respond to, 17 of the complaints that they did respond to, they didn't resolve. So it's they complained, they picked it up, and then, yeah, so you bought it. It's
oh right, okay. Just to give an idea, right? If you check on the Better Business Bureau's website, and search for Valve, they have the lowest possible rating, which is an F. Now, what this article is highlighted here, which is actually quite crazy. If you look for Walmart, they have an A+, and Comcast a B.
Well, until they
Yeah.
block the fucking app. But that must mean Valve must be fucking terrible. Actually, no, saying that Walmart deal with fucking probably millions of bloody complaints every bloody day. Think
Maybe,
about it.
but surely it's a percentage thing. It's got to be a percentage thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, naturally it's a percentage thing, but Walmart are dealing. So they got like 8 million complaints, and they're dealing with 7 million of those 8 million complaints. Unlike Valve.
There must be, yeah. They're actually looking at them and going, oh yeah, we'll sort that. You know, they'll deal with it. They'll pick it up and they'll talk to it. They must do to get an A+ on that. Valve probably don't even answer their emails or don't even look at the email. They barely open the.
They throw it in a bin. Just unlucky. That's all they say. Unlucky.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate.
You paid for it.
You paid for it.
Conditions, you pay for it. It's all your shit, man.
Yeah, I hate it with the fact you just put it in terms and conditions. That's so don't give a shit about your customer if you've walled them up in terms and conditions. So, shall we move on to our new section?
Yeah, I like this.
We should have. So I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of jingle for the podcast, and this is the feedback section. And we asked for people to come back to us with questions and articles to talk about and whatnot. And we got a response from one of our guys from YouTube, Mr. Woof. Or Mr. Wolf, and he wanted to talk about the NVIDIA Shield console. So, Nige, you were looking into this. I'll pop the thing up on the screen more.
Yeah, you got it? Right. So, he asked us, what do we think about the NVIDIA Shield? We had a little dig into this, and they're bringing out a new console. If you can see it on the screen, so if you podcasters, but you can't see it, just search for NVIDIA Shield console, and you can go to the NVIDIA website. Now, looking into this, it seems to be it's not a console. It's more of a PlayStation Now thing. And there was it basically is a box which you can plug into your TV, and you can stream a game straight from a server bank onto this box and play it on your TV. So it's not, the game is not downloaded, it's just streamed direct from this server farm, right? Or now I think what you can do is you can probably use your PC and link it up, and then use your computer to stream over your Wi-Fi to the Shield console onto your TV downstairs. Now I think Valve are doing something very similar to that one, where you can use your Steam library, and they've got a thing where you can just plug it in, like the PlayStation Now. You just plug it into your computer, link the computer and the thing up, and play it on your TV downstairs or wherever you want to play. Well, that means you've got your PC on. So why aren't you just playing on your PC? You know, unless somebody's using it, I guess. But you know,
it's having the TV experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it's technically a console. From looking at it, it's technically a console. You can play games on it, which isn't the hardware is actually not too bad. It's got fairly decent hardware, but it does stream a game direct from a server farm. I can't remember the name of that product. Is it OnLive or something?
It's OnLive was the service that Microsoft bought, and Gaikai was the one that the PlayStation bought. They've got from what I read into this, they've got it's an Android console, and the first thing I heard about Android when you said Android console, I went ooh yeah, and I went ooh no,
ooh yeah,
ooh no, ooh no.
There's no word in price either, by the way.
Yeah, there's a price at $199 in the US in May. It seems quite reasonable. And the downside is that you're going to need fucking mega internet for this damn thing. So
if you want to stream at the highest quality, you're going to have probably, according to this article, you probably need about a 50 megabyte download speed.
Yeah. But yeah, what was it? Yeah, $199 coming out in May, 60 frames a second. The fact that the thing was the Ultra 4K streaming,
Yeah.
was the bit that kind of caught everyone's attention, because at the moment, Xbox One, PS4, PC can't fucking do it at the moment, and don't tell me it can do it, because if it can do it, you could have bought a car. Yeah, that's the truth. You could have bought a car or a motorcycle or something cool.
Yes, Gav. Yeah. Technically, you could do it on a PC. You could do 4K on a PC, but it'll be a very, very expensive PC. It'll be a fucking beast of a PC.
Oh, no doubt you can do it, but it's just that I think that it's probably not worth it unless you're loaded. If you're loaded, then fuck it, you're lucky. Good for you. But the other thing too is it's coming off of it's not a server farm. It's called a grid.
A grid.
A grid. This is like an evolution of the internet itself. And the only other grid system that I know of runs the particle collider at CERN. So the idea is that all these computers are strung together, and they use their own computer power together in parallel as a giant parallel computer.
Okay.
Yeah, so the whole network is a giant computer, which is fantastic. So instead of the network just being a collection of data to get transferred from one point to another, it's a giant computer. That's the easiest way I can describe it. It's downright more technical than that, and anyone who knows about grid things is probably going to slap me around, but that's the quickest and easiest way I can explain it, which is fantastic.
Yeah, no, that does sound really good if it works. If it works, right? I'm just reading this article a little bit more. I forgot about this bit, right? NVIDIA says that a minimum of 5 megabit connection is required for grid, but recommends 15 megabits. Now, if you want a higher resolution, it's called Grid Plus, and that is the 50 megabits one.
Naturally, it's going to be a subscription service, isn't it?
Oh, do you know, it probably will be. I don't think they haven't mentioned anything, but you buy the console, and I don't think you'll get to play this stuff for free. You probably have to subscribe. But according to CNET, they've tested they've done previous tests of Grid, and they found the service unusable. Sorry, not unusual.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
I digress.
But it does have minimal lag, but it's not crisp and as responsible as responsive. I can't use words today.
Have you got a concussion?
Yes. It's not as crisp and responsive as actually playing games on the PC. So, in any case, you'd play the game with the Shield controller.
I think the second generation of this console will be something. The first generation is going to be, if it survives the first generation, it's that second generation of console, that will be something to behold. But until you get to that second generation of console, because this first one is going to be fucking a bug test for all intents and purposes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's a good idea. I don't mind it, and I've actually signed up to the newsletter just so I can learn more about it.
Oh, good. You can do a weekly update from us whenever I think.
Whenever I get one. But you've also got different ones on here as well. So you've got the controller, and then you've got a tablet.
Mm.
Yeah. So you've got it's just streaming basically.
And NVIDIA are desperate to get into the console market.
It seems to be like that. The NVIDIA Shield tablet is for Android as well, and it's £240, which is going to be more than the console. I find weird.
Yeah, because it's all the components they're big and bulky and easy to manufacture, where the other ones are smaller, tighter, and harder to manufacture. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to use the more kind of rarer materials. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's if you're interested in this in Shield, not as in like Agents of Shield, but if you're interested in knowing more about Shield and the Shield tablet, controller, etc. The controller by the way is £50.
It's the same as a PlayStation controller.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks very similar to an Xbox controller. So, if you're interested in having a look at this, we'll put links up in the description on this video, or if you're listening to us on the podcast, I'm sorry.
So
You'll
go
have
to
to search
YouTube.
Google for it.
Go to YouTube and you'll find the links in the YouTube video. Probably the best way of doing it. Okay, all right. So we're still on our lovely feedback section, and we've got the tweet of the week. The tweet of the week involves you, Nige.
It does.
So I'm not gonna show it, but I'm gonna ask you to read it, if you can bring this up, and then explain to the lovely viewers why that we were tweeted this. So okay, so let's start with, who's the tweet from?
The tweet is from a developer called Triangle Studios, and that's in basically. I said something to them.
Read the tweet and then explain, please.
Okay.
Fucking Alan Rick. Hang on a second before you start. Alan Rickman-esque style pause, and then
I know.
Mr. Potter.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay, so their tweet to us goes: high scores will be reset once the full version releases on Steam, so enjoy your score while it lasts.
So, what triggered them to say that, Nige?
I may have got a fairly decent score on their game during beta.
You may have
yeah, so I tweeted them with a picture of the high scores, and they responded with that.
And you may have beaten the developers who play that game pretty much every day.
Yeah, it was my first try on this map, and I may have got a massive, double the score of what anyone else had got on that map. So I tweeted them saying I'm an expert at the medium difficulty.
Anyway, I love that, because it wasn't you were being competitive with them, you were being competitive with Keith.
I was being, because Keith keeps tweeting me or sending me text messages going, I'm getting so close to your score, mate. I said, dude, I did it on the first try. I feel sorry for you that you keep trying. But so what I did is I had one more go on the same one which he got within 200 points of or something, and I extended my lead by about 20,000 points, so he couldn't ever catch me. And then I tried another level, in which I doubled the high score from anyone else globally. So that's where the tweet came from. I don't know if we've got a copy of it.
Anyway, I'm going to move on to our next bit, and these are the little thank yous for people who have favorited the Gaming Roundup. If you want to thank you, just favourite the Gaming Roundup on Twitter, or leave us a message in the comments below.
Give it a share. That would be lovely.
Give it a share, definitely. Oh yes, you give it a share, we'll give you a double shout out. We've got Level Up Expo, who gave us a like on Twitter, and Chubby Radish, who gave us a like on Twitter, and Mr. Wolf for giving us a share on YouTube. Yes, and of course the guy who always loves sharing our stuff, Mr. Dank Pineapples, and Knuckle for liking something that Nige did, which was an important one too.
Yeah, that's not important at all, is it?
No, not important at all. On another note, you will find us on the Let's Play Society's webpage. Yeah, please go and visit, and if there's any chance to vote for us and make us look cool, because we want to get up.
I think we get, I don't know what we get, but we just maybe get features on the front page, which they have done actually. In the past week, they featured us on their front page where they were having a scary, I think it was a scary thing, and it was Gareth's Alien Isolation, what not to do with an alien video,
which was cool. So yeah, the guys from the Let's Play Society are quite good. So the next thing to do is to shamelessly plug ourselves.
We can do that.
Okay, Nige. Plug the Facebook.
Facebook?
Yes,
Facebook. What? Facebook is completely unloved. So if you're on Facebook, over there, I know, it's fucking world's smallest violin.
Oh, just a violin.
Yeah, and go to Facebook, search for us, Gaming Face Punch, and then just hit that like button, because whenever we release anything, video, whatnot, it goes on Facebook as well. And if we see a news story as well, we'll stick it on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, then why not? It doesn't hurt you, and it helps us a little bit. If you want to help us, do it. What else we got, Gav?
So we got a Twitter account, as we said before. If you want us to talk to us or whatever, just drop us a line of bits on Twitter, and we'll listen. Can't promise that we'll get back to all of you, but we'll do our damnedest. And at the moment, I think we're probably just running a little behind on replying to everyone. So just give us a like and bits on Twitter, and we'll give you a shout out inside this. And if you tell us to look at a story, we'll look at a story like Mr. Wolf did this week. So that's quite cool. We also have Google Plus, which is astounding. I know it's
on. That's basically our comments and anything.
There's our comments and stuff. It is. I know it's an aggregate of everything on YouTube and everything on Google Plus and everything on other things too. But it's still 1 million people have seen our names pop up in their feeds, which is quite amazing. I think at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's actually really quite really quite amazing. Really pleased with that.
Podcast on YouTube, Nige.
I'll plug the YouTube.
Go on then.
We've got a YouTube channel. Which
that'll do. Right, that's it. Go on then.
If you're watching us right now, you're watching us on YouTube. However, if you're not, go over to YouTube, search for us, Gaming Face Punch. We're with the fist. And then click our name, hit that subscribe button because that's brilliant, and then watch all our videos, like every single one of them, because they're all great. Maybe the earlier ones not so good, but if you want to see how shit we were before, go and do that, because you'll see us doing the roundups, me and Gareth doing the roundups a year ago-ish.
Learning all this stuff.
Baby steps. And see how nervous we are and whatnot. And we've got a load of other videos on there, like our Let's Plays. And our Let's Play Badlies, which mostly features Keith and Gareth. Yes. Right, I'm doing a disservice here for Keith because he's not here. We can take the piss.
Oh, we can take the piss out of him. I've got a podcast. I can take the piss out of him. Tons of the podcasts.
Cool. So just go over there, search for us. You'll find us. Hit that subscribe button and watch every single video that you like, and hit that like button in them. Comment, and we'll reply. Share the videos. We could really do sharing because YouTube's great like that. So that's YouTube.
Okay, we got podcasts, and hopefully you listen to one of our podcasts if you're not watching it on YouTube. We have 2 podcasts. We have the Gaming Roundup, which is released every Monday at 10 o'clock GMT, and then we have the Geek Corner, which is released Thursday at 10 o'clock GMT. Keith put it out an hour and 15 minutes late on Thursday and was worried.
He was stressing.
He was stressing. An hour and 15 minutes. God, I put one out 4 hours late. 4 hours.
Do you know, I was like, dude, I didn't even notice.
No, I didn't notice. It takes ages for the bloody engines to index the bloody thing anyway. iTunes seems to take like fucking 16 hours to index a poxy thing. Player FM's really good though. And we have the 2 podcasts. One's a Gaming Roundup. The Gaming Roundup naturally is the superior one. As we're Gaming Face Punch, and this is the title show, isn't it, Nige? Me and you, this is how we started, so this is the one that's the superior version, and then you got Keith's Geek Corner, like a little child that's been put in the corner for misbehaving.
But we allow him to do stuff because we're nice like that.
Yes, we're allowed to do stuff because we're nice like that. Anyway.
And what does the Geek one entail?
A Geek one's got geek stuff in it. We talk about films, TV, dead people.
The Walking Dead section.
The undead section we've had for the last couple of weeks. Dead people, just not like dead people in general. So just be a bit morbid. But yeah, we do all this stuff. So come watch us and enjoy. So thank you for watching. I've been Gareth from Gaming Face Punch, and you've been watching the Roundup for week 10. And say goodbye, Nige.
Bye-bye.
Apply, Nige.
Bye-bye.
Make a fucking effort. Come on, it's not good enough.
Bye-bye.